Professor, I know that you're really concerned right now about this talk with the left as well in the mainstream media about the mental stability of President Trump. You've spoken about the dangers of the special counsel investigation. We have so many critics saying that President Trump is, a danger to society. We have a constitutional crisis. But doesn't this sort of talk have a destabilizing effect?
Well, it's very dangerous. There's only one thing worse than trying to criminalize political differences, and that's trying to psychiatrize them. These psychiatrists now who are trying to diagnose without ever having met the man, that's what they did in Russia. I represented dissidents who they locked up in mental hospitals. That's what they did in China. That's what they did in apartheid South Africa. How dare liberals, people on the left, try to undo democracy by accusing a president of being mentally ill without any basis? Look, the 25th Amendment doesn't apply. Everybody knew who Donald Trump was when they elected him. I didn't vote for him. I voted against him. People voted for him. But he hasn't changed in office, and this idea of diagnosing him instead of opposing him politically poses an enormous danger.
Well, he was arguably one of the most vetted candidates to ever run for office in public life. The left went after him. But the president, he's even pointed out himself, this is not the first time the left has gone at Republicans. They did the same thing to Barry Goldwater. They did the same thing to Ronald Reagan.
Right.
What is it about Republican presidents that leads the left to say, we don't just disagree with your policies, you must be crazy?
Well, I think over 1,000 psychiatrists diagnosed Barry Goldwater and said he was mentally ill. They were then rebuked by the American Psychiatric Association and said, do not make diagnoses without seeing the patient. And they continue to do it today. Look, about Ronald Reagan, they had a point. He was perhaps beginning to develop Alzheimer's. We have a 25th Amendment for that. But the 25th Amendment is not supposed to be invoked if you don't like somebody's politics or you don't like his style. Vote against him. The 25th Amendment requires the vice president to invoke this, and then it requires 2/3 of both houses. It's not going to happen. It's designed for people who are totally incompetent, not people who you disagree with.